What's up, YouTube? This is MetallicTCG coming at you with the newest set that just released for Duel Links. So, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely hit subscribe to be able to see all the live streams and other gameplay channel content that I do have. And, of course, deck profiles in the future. But for now, let's just jump into the content. So, with Fantastic Arc, I gotta say, I'm actually a huge fan of this box. The reason why is that this box is basically a ton of support from the Arc V era of Yu-Gi-Oh! For those who don't know, this is when Pendulum Summonings was being added to Yu-Gi-Oh! And honestly, this is rather fitting that this type of box is being released, just because Pendulum Summonings is still a relatively newish concept to Duel Links. It hasn't been a full year since that mechanic's been unleashed, and some of the support that we do have here is really good. So let's jump into that. So I'm going to go over mainly the archetypes that I'm most excited for in this video, disclaimer, because again, there's just so many different archetypes represented in this booster box that I haven't really taken the time to play them. Like, disclaimer, I'm most excited for Burning Abyss. I love Burning Abyss. The moment it came out of Duelist Alliance back, and I want to say maybe 2012 or 13, I really enjoyed the deck. I love Xyz summoning. And the fact that this is just basically a rank 3, rank 5 if you use rank up magic Astral Force, you can do some pretty interesting plays. Again, the Burning Abyss all generally have an effect that triggers when they hit the graveyard. Whether it be you discarding it from the hand to the graveyard, sending it from the deck to the graveyard, field to the graveyard. So there's a lot of synergy with the Burning Abyss with discard traps, which also plays a little bit of like the deck I love to play on stream as already, which is Harpy. So again, Dante coming to the Burning Abyss archetype in Duel Links is great because it gives it like its boss monster. Dante is fantastic at getting cards from your deck to the graveyard with his effect. He's able to protect himself with 2500 defense, and when he gets sent to the graveyard, he can recruit a Burning Abyss card from your graveyard to your hand, except for himself. But you can always search out another copy, which is fantastic if you need to recycle your Dantes. Skarm, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss is a fantastic addition. With the level 3 Fiend effect Burning Abyss cards, they all have 3 conditions that pretty much the majority of them meet. 1, if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss, it destroys it. This is easy to get around because you just play a deck full of Burning Abysses and you're fine. You can also play Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which can nullify that effect of destroying them. 2, if you control no spell or traps on your field at all, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then 3, during the end phase, the third condition is that all Burning Abyss creatures generally have an effect when they hit the graveyard. However, you can only use one effect once per turn and once on that turn. So if you were to special summon Skarm, you cannot get a second effect. But again, this deck you want to play to do what you need to do. So you're going to be pretty well endowed of like figuring out what to do. So for Skarm, for example, during the end phase, if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add 1 level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, except for Skarm Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Now, Fiendish Rhino Warrior is going to be a great addition target. Of course, Tour Guide is as well, but I'm a scrub at Duel Links. I'm not 100% sure if Tour Guide of the Underworld is in Duel Links. If it is, I'm going to have to, go through that box to death to get a copy, but, it's not going to be the case. But, again, the other Burning Abyss cards, all fantastic. We have Skier, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. He has the same 3 conditions I pretty much just mentioned for Skarm. The only thing that changes is his graveyard effect, which in this case, you get to special summon a different Burning Abyss monster from your graveyard to the field, which is nice. It's a great way to recruit your Dantes. It's a great way to recruit your other Burning Abyss and they hit the graveyard again to recycle and replenish the effects. We are also getting Virgil, Rockstar, the Burning Abyss. Virgil is interesting. He is definitely not my favorite Burning Abyss card, but he's still a pretty good one. He has his place in this game for sure. Once per turn, you can discard 1 Burning Abyss card from your hand, and then you can target 1 card your opponent controls or in the graveyard, shuffle it to the deck. If this card is destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card. So it does give you a replace that this card does at the graveyard, but it also helps get rid of, removal threats that, could just be a pinch. And the fact that it just shuffles it back to the deck and not destroy it, it's pretty nice, because sometimes there are decks that do have that protection against destruction or what be the case. We're also having Farfa, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Farfa was such an important card back in the day. Because Farfa, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 monster in the field, banish until the end phase. So the main idea with this card is you use Farfa's effect, banish like your opponent's boss monster, or just something that might be a problem. And then that just opens up for you to go for your Dante plays. Because honestly, back in the day, Dante summoning 2 or 3 in a turn was never hard to do because of how easy it is to summon the Burning Abyss cards. So Farfa is a great addition to the Burning Abyss archetype. We've also got the tuner Rubik, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Rubik is interesting. He's the only Burning Abyss, as far as I'm aware, that does not have a graveyard send effect. However, that's not a bad thing. The fact that it is a tuner, though, definitely does give it some utility and usage if you're going to be using Virgil. We also have access copy to Alec, Melibranch of the Burning Abyss. Again, if you control a monster that's not a Burning Abyss, it destroys itself, and if you control no spell or traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field and negate effects until the end of the turn. Again, honestly, having a breakthrough skill somewhat card is pretty good. Alec is actually a pretty decent addition. You're probably not going to need to play more than maybe 1 or 2, but we'll see how Burning Abyss gets played in this new format, because again, I'm speaking strictly on the grounds of a TCG player for Burning Abyss. Pure Burning Abyss, I should say that. When I do some play testing and actually get the cards all together, I will do a formal deck profile on this channel in the next 20 years. So that'll be pretty fun to be able to see how much it's changed compared to me playing as a TCG player. In addition to that, we have Libic, Melibranch, the Burning Abyss. Its sent to graveyard effect is actually special summoning a level 3 Fiend Dark type monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. This is actually kind of cool. The reason why, because it allows you to special summon any of the Burning Abyss generally, and since it negates its effects, it's not going to destroy themselves if you control something that's not a Burning Abyss. But then when it hits the graveyard, again, its effects are going to trigger because it's no longer to be under Libic's effect. So honestly, Libic is not a bad card, and it's also pretty good to help extend your plays if need be. We have Kagna, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. When this card gets sent to the graveyard, you can send one Burning Abyss spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. You may be thinking that's actually not really good, and honestly, you're right. It was never played too consistently. However, if you do think back to using Dante could be a great way to get sent to the graveyard. You can be able to search out that Burning Abyss card, because it specifically specifies Burning Abyss card, not monster. And also, there was a ritual spell for Burning Abyss that allows you to banish, which is right here, which allows you to banish it, and you can add one Burning Abyss card from your deck to your hand. So honestly, good and evil. So essentially, Kagna just becomes a reinforcement of the army, or just any way to really search out your Burning Abyss cards from your deck to your hand. A little bit slow because it has to be done on a different turn, but honestly, it's not a bad play to kind of like set up for. We also have Draghig, Melibranch of the Burning Abyss. If this card sends to the graveyard, you can choose a Burning Abyss card from your deck and place it on top. We don't talk about him too much. We also have Barbar, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. This one was actually pretty good back in the day because, unfortunately, Duel Links has this thing because since we're playing with 4,000 life points, every effect damage is generally cut in half. With Barbar, you can banish up to 3 Burning Abyss cards and then, you know, deal 300 for each card. This was good because it just allowed you to push for an extra, 900 damage in case your Dante attacks on your opponent in the TCG were not enough to go for game. And honestly, Barbar at times definitely made difference for sure. We also, again, had that good and evil in the Burning Abyss. This is simply for Metallicaerox, Netherlord of the Burning Abyss. It was a ritual monster that never really seen much play in Burning Abyss because of what its effect did, and also just the commitment it needed. If my memory serves me correct, you can discard like a Burning Abyss card or something, and then reduce the attack of a monster your opponent controls. I'll throw up a copy of Metallicaerox so you can check him out, though he does have pretty sick art. But again, the more utilization from this is you can banish this card from your graveyard, send one Burning Abyss monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then add a Burning Abyss card from your deck to your hand. Again, your Burning Abyss monsters want to be sent to the graveyard anyway, so it allows you to activate an effect. Not only that, but you also get a search with good and evil on the following turn when it's sent to the graveyard. Now, here's a great card. Target the Traveler and the Burning Abyss. Target any number of Burning Abyss monsters in your graveyard that were sent there this turn, special summon them in defense mode. You can only activate the Traveler and the Burning Abyss once per turn. So this card was really good, especially early on in the Burning Abyss, archetype's life. Because again, in TCG, you have 5 monster zones. With Duel Links, you only have 3. So what you could do is you could simply, special summon, Burning Abyss, summon Dante, detach one Burning Abyss, mill a few cards. You're probably gonna have like, 2 or 3 monsters that were just sent to the graveyard that turn alone, get their effects, and then you could activate, the Traveler and the Burning Abyss, special summon all the ones that just hit the graveyard, make another Dante, and so on and so forth. So the Traveler and the Burning Abyss is really good. There's another card as well in this archetype called Fire Lake in the Burning Abyss, which allows you to send 2 Burning Abyss monsters from your field to the graveyard to destroy up to 3 cards. However, that's not represented in this box, so we're not going to talk too much about that. Again, so Burning Abyss is definitely, you know, graveyard hitting, recursion, value, and a rank 3 toolbox. So I'm literally looking forward to this deck, and I will definitely showcase a deck profile for sure. All right, thank you, YouTube. And again, that's just me talking about the Burning Abyss archetype, because again, I'm really excited for this set actually, you know, dropping with all this new support. But again, aside from that, we have Odd Eyes, which I do have an interest in building. I also may see how easy it is for me to build Yang Zing as well, just going through this box itself, because Yang Zing is a very fun, interesting deck, because one of the biggest gimmicks about it is you can actually do synchro summoning during your opponent's turn. And also, a lot of these Yang Zing cards actually float really well. Plus, of course, we also have new Spirit Support and the Magispector set, so this set is actually very popular to me, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know in the comments section down below what card or what archetype you're most excited that got support in this new booster set. Again, my name is MetallicTCG, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy, everybody.